Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show, and here we are on another sad day in American politics. Today, Donald Trump was arrested and went through court, pled not guilty to 37 federal counts involving conspiracy to commit obstruction of justice, and a few Espionage Act charges. Now, I'm not going to go through all 37 because I just don't currently have the time. If I see it in the comments that it looks like something people actually want, then I'll go about doing it. But right now, we're just going to talk about some of the key issues that I see here. Now, for those conservatives out there, are automatically going to be like, "Oh my God, it's a hoax. It's just fake charges, fake news, fake news." No, it's not fake news. The National Archives sent him information saying, "Hey, we need these files. They're not yours to keep. We need them back." As they do with almost every president, because almost every president and vice president takes something they're not supposed to, as I've said hundreds of times. But the other presidents have returned these items with no fight, no collusion with anybody to try to hide them and keep them for yourself. Obama didn't keep the files that he wasn't supposed to. Bush didn't. Clinton didn't. Reagan didn't. Any files or even gifts that they had that weren't technically theirs got returned. I remember when the Clintons left the White House in 99, early 2000, something like that. When Bush took, just before Bush took office. I guess it would have been when they left in 2001. Um, they left with silverware, and I heard right wingers screaming from the rooftops, "Oh my God, they took silverware!" Upon finding out that they had taken stuff that wasn't theirs, they immediately returned it to the National Archives. Mike Pence was found to have classified documents from his time as vice president. Guess what? No charges for him because he immediately returned them. Joe Biden, upon his lawyers finding documents that he wasn't supposed to have, classified documents in an office of his, they contacted the DOJ and said, "Are these yours?" The DOJ said, "We're not sure. Let's check." And once they found out that they were authentic, they were given back to the DOJ, and Biden gave them free reign to search his home and other places where he would have stored packages and stuff from his time at the White House. That is why Joe Biden is not facing charges. That is why Mike Pence is not facing charges. That is why George W. Bush, who took stuff that he wasn't supposed to, that he immediately returned, or is not facing charges. Why Bill Clinton's not facing charges. Why no president has faced charges like this before. Because none of the rest of them have audio taped confessions and stuff of them talking to their lawyers where they're telling their lawyers, "Hey, what can we do to just hide them and not give them back?" That right there is a conspiracy. Right there, that's a conspiracy charge in and of itself, because he is literally colluding with others to hide these documents so they can't be returned to where they belong. So if you're a conservative out there and that's what you're trying to say, you're trying to defend him, there's no defense for that. None. Obstruction charges. He obstructed justice by not returning the files, by purposely not returning the files. I believe the conspiracy and the obstruction of justice charges are like the first 30 charges of the 37. And then you get into the Espionage Act charges. I'm not well versed in the Espionage Act, so if somebody out there is, please hit me up in the comments and let me know how, what there could be there, right? But these are not light charges, these are felonies. Dealing with the classified documents improperly is a penalty he added. He made it a 5-year prison term minimum. He made it a felony because of, her emails. And people like Marjorie Taylor Greene are out there trying to defend Trump, saying, "Well, Hillary and her emails." Well, let's talk about Hillary's emails, shall we? Is what she did wrong? Yeah. Were the files left in a place where people got to them and could use them? No. Even though they were later found by the Russians, surprisingly enough, in 2016. Now, the fact is, Hillary's email server had been vetted by the FBI, but no, she shouldn't have kept files on it. No, there shouldn't have been any correspondence saved with people outside of a classified situation. The thing is, very few of those files were actually deemed classified at the point that they were found. Many of them had actually been declassified by then sitting President Barack Obama. Not all of them. So is Hillary completely innocent? No. But she sat there and was grilled for 12 hours about it on in Congress. But also, she fessed up and said, "Yeah, I have these emails. I screwed up." Something Donald Trump refused to do. When she was called out on it, she immediately, talked to the National Archives and the Department of Justice. Immediately. Also, Hillary didn't conspire with anyone to hide the documents. At least that we know of. There's no audio recording. There's no paper trail showing that she did any of this stuff. We have audio recordings from Donald Trump because he's stupid enough to let it happen. The only reason we know that this is going on, that this took place, was because he let it happen. Now, that doesn't mean that Trump committed espionage in the Espionage Act. I know that much. There's so many different things that involve the caveat, or that involve the Espionage Act, that I don't really know exactly what that entails at this point. But I will make another video on it later with more description. But if you're out there defending Donald Trump right now, you're in a cult. That's it. You're brainwashed. That's the only thing I can see. Because if you wanted to bring up, or if somebody found actual, documents that Hillary Clinton had stolen from the U.S. government, right? I've been fine with her having her arrested. That's fine. If Barack Obama did it, that's fine. Arrest him too. If Joe Biden did something wrong, arrest him too. I'm not above arresting any politician. I don't care how much I like him. If Bernie Sanders did something wrong, arrest his ass. I don't care. And if you're a fan of this network, of this channel, you know for a fact that I love Bernie Sanders. I think he's a great guy. But you know what? If he did something like this, I'd say arrest his ass too. That's because those of us on the left, we're not in a cult. If you have evidence that some of our leaders did something wrong, arrest them. Put them on trial. Do it right now. I don't care if they're president of the United States. I don't give a rat's ass. Because we are not in a cult. We are not brainwashed. I was a huge fan of Barack Obama, except for a few things that I thought he did terribly wrong. From the use of drones, you know, to the stuff he did about the AP, where he strong armed the AP into giving up sources. You know, all the way to how he dealt with American foreign combatants and stuff. Americans that were known to be combatants for, say, the Taliban and things like that. I don't like how he handled any of that stuff either. So that is why we are where we are today. Donald Trump refused to return the documents that he was politely asked several times to return. Then there was a warrant put out for them, and then they found out where they were, and they raided Mar-a-Lago and found them. If Donald Trump had just taken these documents that he wasn't supposed to have and returned them to the National Archives and to the DOJ, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Just the facts. Anyways, I'll see you down the road. I'm planning to have my first video on the documentary style stuff out next week. I'm assuming I'll put it here on the Big Rant Show to see if maybe you can get some traction. Although I'm starting to feel that maybe this channel isn't going to keep all of them. But I'll let you know what happens. This channel just doesn't seem to be getting the traction that it needs. But anyways, like I said, Trump arraigned, and facing 37 federal counts. All 37 of them, I believe, are felonies. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching.